Daybreak Nigeria from EKTV in the heartbeat of the Southwest. We break your day on EKTV Daybreak Nigeria with inclusive information, news without prejudice, well-articulated reportage, in-depth news analysis, newspaper highlights, business news, sports. Watch EKTV Daybreak Nigeria from 8 to 10 in the morning, Mondays, Tuesdays and Thursdays. EKTV Daybreak Nigeria, your agenda-setting program.
Thank you so much for joining us on the first segment of the program, Daybreak Nigeria. And like my colleague actually told us at the beginning of this program, we're going to be looking at politics, and at the same time we look at youth development, and we also look at a lot of issues, especially when it comes to the issue or the state of the nation, where we are in Nigeria, the position of things, and how we hope to provide certain solutions through our guest this morning, who is going to be talking to us on what is expected of us as a nation. But first, let me also introduce my colleague. Is here with me. People, good morning. Glad to see you again.
Good morning, Tosin. You look so handsome this morning.
Honestly, I don't have a choice. We just have to continue to ensure that we are looking good in the midst of all things in Nigeria.
Like you don't even have any economic challenges.
Okay, you said so. You said so. You're the one actually saying it. So we hope for the best.
Okay.
Okay, and our guest this morning is Dr. Ayotunde Kolawole. He's a lecturer from the Department of Agricultural Economics, Ekiti State University, and he's here with us. He's going to be doing justice to a lot of things that we'll be looking at this morning. Doctor, thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now let's look at Nigeria generally, because that is what is going to help us to look at what the role of youth and youth development should look like. But we can't jump into that without first of all looking at the state of governance in Nigeria. Looking at it generally, especially the rate at which we are seeing coalition, we are seeing moving from one party, moving to another party, and governor. What is your general view of the state of things in Nigeria as at today?
Okay, thank you very much. Considering what we are passing through in Nigeria in the political sphere, whereby we have different leaders being aggrieved with the current incumbent government, whereby, and we can say that this dissatisfaction is due to the fact that the way the present government is being run, people are not satisfied, considering the inflationary trends, increase in price of goods and services, which is not commensurate with the salaries of people, the fuel hike and other policies that are not friendly with the citizens. And well, they feel that they could use this as an opportunity to come together so that they can combat the present government through the opposition coalition with the new coalition that is called the African Democratic Congress. So they feel that if aggrieved leaders can come from different parties, or from PDP, from Labour Party, from SDP. So what can we do so that we can really push out this present government, so that we can save people from this continuous suffering and poverty, which is being driven by this current economy and current government. So that is just the way people and the leaders look at it. Want to take advantage of what is currently happening in the political sphere of Nigeria.
Okay, if you look at what is currently happening in Nigeria, you will discover that we have more elderly ones when it comes to the political atmosphere in Nigeria. What do you think account for this? Is it that the youth are not coming to showcase that they are interested in Nigerian politics, or or do you think is affecting?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, you said it quite well that the elderly ones are the one at the front line of the Nigerian politics, whereby the youths are not given the opportunity to come forward. But I will say that if we looked at it very well, there are still some appointments whereby it is still youth inclusive, but from my own view, I would say that we youths in Nigeria, we may not have the necessary requirements to front or to be at the front line of this Nigerian politics because of the huge fund influence that we may need or require. If you look at even in the world generally, look at world leaders, look at Trump. Trump is about almost 80 years. So, and our president here in Nigeria is almost 82, 70. So, you look at Putin too is elderly. So, they believe that maybe the elderly ones, they could still have the knowledge, the control, and the history of the country, Nigeria. But nevertheless, we can take advantage of the youths in terms of seeing their foresight, energetic, innovative in those aspects. But what I think the elderly leader should do is to look at a way of incorporating a larger group of a larger percentage of the youths into governance, where they know that youths will be needed. And this current government, if we are truly sincere, we have some youths that are in government. Some have been sacked due to some issues, like the former Minister of Humanitarian. And look at this guy that worked with Buhari and worked with Tinubu too. Yes, he was recently sacked and things like that. So they could see that, okay, if we give youth chance for leadership, for governance, hope the youthful exuberance will not bring up their innate behavior. But nevertheless, I still feel that youth input in governance is still very critical to economic development and growth in Nigeria.
Now, we used to say we are the future of tomorrow.
Yes.
And if you look, we are the future of tomorrow, but we've been hearing that one as we're small, when we're very small, and we are still hoping that we're actually going to be the future. Yes. That's number one. Number two, the people like I think during the period of Tony Enauro, yes, the likes of Awolowo, the likes of Nnamdi Azikiwe. Nnamdi Azikiwe was the oldest among that group. They were in their 20s and the early 30s. And the likes of even the present president, we knew they started when they were very young. Yes. So if we are looking at it from the angle that we are going to use useful exuberance to destroy a lot of things, they did not do it then. What are those things that they were doing there to you? The thing they were doing there that make them to be at the forefront, and we cannot do again, and making us to be at the back seat?
Okay. Yes, thank you very much. That time we observed that Nigeria was moving forward very well then. There was loyalty, there was a complete service, truthfulness among this cabal, among these people. The national interest, the national unity was their focus, and they feel that it was achieved then because of the fact that the time and the resources, the interest they committed themselves in. And Nigeria was really doing well then. If you look at it from the aspect when we started with our leaders in the past, Nigeria was doing well. We're doing well in terms of managing our resources, and you can see that at that time the economy was was blooming, and even with compared to our foreign exchange and everything. So Nigeria was really doing well. So what I really think that existed then was the interests of this nation at hand. Then national unity and the interest that Nigeria must be among the top countries in the world, which we were before, but now we have lost that position. So that time the interest of this nation supersedes personal or corporate interest. But now, with the look of things now, why things are not really working well in Nigeria, simply because you want to get to governance, you want to get to leaders, the personal interest, the self-interest is now outweighing the national interest, which will not work out. So that is for my own.
But the interest, is it caused because we are young? Is it caused because we are old?
Well, the interest is caused because of the trend of things that we have been seeing in Nigeria over the years. That you come there, you amass everything, do this in your name, and even the same project, the same policies, different nomenclature. Then why? Because you want to show to people that I am the one in government, I am the one that brought this initiative, I am the one that brought this this movement and things like that. So people are now bringing their personal interests, what they will gain, what they will get, at the expense of the national interest and our national unity.
Okay, so let's talk about the issue of Japa, which has, of course, become one of the English words that we now have. Do you think our youths are doing well by traveling out of the country, or will you blame the government for not doing well?
In addition, what's the future of Nigeria by the time we all move out?
Move out. Everybody wants to Japa.
Yes, thank you very much. With the Japa syndrome, we can see that, to be realistic, our youths, they are looking for a better future, for a better tomorrow, and they feel that the future begins now. And they need a conducive atmosphere whereby the brightness, whereby their potentials can be unveiled. And most of these youths in Nigeria feel that for them to travel out is the best decision that they can make, so that they can be relieved of the problems that is being faced in Nigeria. And even to look at the Japa syndrome, if our government is already doing well, look at the doctors too. It's not limited to youth alone. The doctors, the working class too, bankers, they feel that what they are earning here, they are being underproductive, that by the time they get to abroad, by the time they get to this and that, everybody has the interest to be in a better place. Personally, I lecture at the Ekiti State University. I've been to over 6 countries. So the reason why I'm here is passion. So all of us cannot travel out and leave Nigeria in the state of doldrum. We still need people that will build this nation. There are still some youths that the passion that they have for this country, the passion that they have for nation building, the passion that they have for their career, for their job, cannot necessarily lead them to just travel away and stay there for a long time without coming back to this country. I have been privileged to travel to top countries, US, Israel, and some other African countries in the world, but I did not see Japa from my own view as a way that limits me, because going there is not my limit. I feel that Nigeria can be a better place, but I will not blame the youths that are traveling. If I tell you, when I was there, I came back, and what I could not achieve within 10 years in Nigeria, I achieved within 2 years while I was in abroad. But now, as a lecturer, I may find it difficult to get a new car. I find it difficult to build a new house. But while I was there for like a year and a half, 2 years, I was sending money home to my wife to build an apartment, which I cannot build now. So people go there because of the opportunity that is at their disposal, and I will not blame our youth. If our government wants to forestall this migration, this movement, I think they know what they can do. Let them do the needful. Our government should look at the issues of doctors, youths traveling abroad, because what they are handing here, what they are giving them here, is not commensurate to their service. The same people of their level abroad and what they are doing there, you see that more than times 20 of what they are handing here. So that is it.
But sincerely, I agree with you. But let's look at it. You said what we are earning is not commensurate to what we're doing, which we all know. But let's look at the rate at which even the youth, the only thing that comes to their mind is how to enjoy life, how to make money. Let us be sincere to ourselves, because somebody whose father is a civil servant, and the father said, "Come and take a civil service job." I said, "Daddy, after 35 years, look at where we are." And within a year, he has been able to press button and has made millions of naira. Don't you think that the rate at which we seek for money, affluence, is actually one of the issues that is affecting the productivity and the leadership strength of our youth in Nigeria today.
Yes, sir. I quite agree with you because nobody will want to follow the path that the people of the past has followed, whereby there's no thing to show for. And our prayer is that even our youth should be more greater than the elderly ones. I quite agree with you. And the major reason why they are going there, as you said, for money, for fame, and for relevance, because I will want to bring it out clearly that even you and I, as we are here, we love to be in a better place where we will be relevant, and whereby what is coming in for us is commensurate, and whereby there will be no regret for what we are doing. So, and if you look at this youth now, the way you are thinking as an elderly one, or maybe the others are thinking, the youth are not thinking in that way. This is a digital age. This is an innovative age. The youth does not really believe that maybe me spending 30 years and doing this, I can work for 5 years and amass this and come back. We still have some youth that are very productive, that by the time they work there for 5 years, 10 years, they come back to invest in their country as part of their own contribution. But they look at it that if we continue in this way, the way that the past, whereby the wealth of this nation is in a circle among some people, whereby if you don't have influence, if you don't know people, you don't know the likes of people that are there, there is no way this thing can come to you. Then they feel that, okay, let me go to a land whereby I don't need to lobby, I don't need to do this, where I can work, and my working will yield the return I would need. If we can work in Nigeria and it can give us maximum return, people will be willing to wait, stay in Nigeria, in this country.
Okay. So let's talk about some of the determinant of what makes a country or a bigger country, or probably economically wise. You think that this country is developing at an accelerated rate. One of it is industrialization, and of course agriculture is also part of it. Do you think we are there in this country when you talk about youth participating in agriculture and of course technological wise? Do you think the youth are there?
And not the manual that you go and work for hours.
Well, yeah, thank you very much, man. I think we are not there yet because if you look at what is really happening in Nigeria, our youths, they don't have interest in agriculture due to the fact that the traditional means of practicing it brings drudgery, labor intensive, and all these things. The few ones that are into agriculture, they are those that are doing the greenhouse agriculture, and whereby they have access to mechanization, because they see that agriculture, the traditional way, is labor intensive and full of drudgery. And this time around now, in terms of agriculture, we still need more involvement of youth with the support of the government through mechanization, through value addition, through ways whereby our goods can be marketed. Not that we don't have lazy youth in Nigeria, but if the right atmosphere, if the enabling condition can be provided, I believe that our youth can be more involved in agricultural production. But for now, I can sincerely see that there are still few involvement of youth in agriculture due to the fact that the traditional way we are still practicing it. And look at the resources that we have in Nigeria. We have the vast land, everything. Our farmers are just producing for just 6 months, and in the next 6 months they are redundant because of lack of irrigation facilities. And there are countries whereby that you can produce all year round, whereby their dry season, they put up their irrigation facilities to work and they produce. So they produce all year round. Not that your production is limited to only during the rainy season, which we call rain-fed agriculture. So there are countries whereby, like when I was in Israel, Israel is a very small country that is not up to Lagos, but one of the mainstay of that country was agriculture. And there was no land, no water. Imagine a country whereby there's no land, no water, and you see how they use their technology, their brain, to ensure that there is irrigation and they can plant anywhere by bringing in sound, bringing in the required nutrients to make sure that they cultivate, and they export to Asia, Europe, and every other part of the country, tomato, citrus, and other things. So you can see, like that country, that they did not allow their challenge, their problems to limit them. So also here in Nigeria too, we have the vast land, and we have resources, we have water. So then we should also wake up to our potentials, whereby the resources are there, so that we can utilize them with the help of improved and mechanized farming.
So if I may ask, where are we actually getting it wrong? If somebody has gone to school and probably even study agriculture and is sitting at home. So how do we?
Those that knows what they are doing, those that study agriculture that knows what they are doing, some of them are actually practicing, but practicing in a way to survive, even at the expense of what the country may bring to them. So, like what you are saying now, that why are they still struggling? Why are they still looking at it when the environment is not enabling? When there's no enabling environment, they would limit themselves to the knowledge that they've acquired, to what they can do, how they can have access to land, how they can have access to resources at their own expense. That is why we have today now, our government needs to be very responsive in bringing out some youth development programs that can that can empower our youth to be functional and to be innovative and to aspire to bring out their potentials in them.
Then I wonder if probably we are producing anything in Nigeria, because if you pick ordinary matches, you see produce in China, producing this and that, and what do you think could be done to at least change the narrative?
Yes, Nigeria as a whole, there are still some things that we produce in Nigeria if we come to the things that we have comparative advantage for, like in the likes of the food, cassava, cocoa, rubber, and such things like that. But like what you said, even the toothpick, well, I think as at now, I have not known of a place, of a company that produce matches or toothpick in Nigeria, but I may be wrong. But I feel that those things, our government needs to look into it, so that it is not everything that we consume in this nation that will be imported from other countries. Even the likes of the border closure, which was a good policy that wants to stimulate local production of food and other things, but at the other end, what we are producing in Nigeria, can it meet the needs of the populace? Because that is the problem with all these policies. You want to block, you want to close the border, you want to halt the importation of crude oil and all these things. The one that we are producing locally, are we properly harnessing it? How many rice farmers do we have in Nigeria that will close the border? How many rice farmers, how many cowpea farmers do we have in Nigeria that we do not allow all this oil palm oil to come into the country? Frozen food and things like that. How many fish farmers do we have in Nigeria? So a country that wants to enact such policy must have seen that such country is self-reliant in terms of what they are producing, and the production can meet the need of the people, and if there are surpluses, then we can what? We can now try to what? To export. But in such way, all those little things whereby we feel that is making our foreign reserve to be depleting, I think Nigeria, through the help of innovation and many digital skills that we have acquired, we have youths that can go into these enterprises if the required facilities, if the required infrastructures are being provided. Even in terms of waste recycling and all these things, yes, our government needs to be responsive to the fact that the infrastructural needs is very, very important to sprout up development, to sprout up creation of new things, of items in Nigeria.
Okay, because before we let you go, we've actually talked about a lot of things. You keep talking about government should try to do it. But I like you to be specific, especially you are into the agricultural aspect of this. Now, you talked about the issue of irrigation, which we agree. I like you to be specific now. If we're going to have more food in Nigeria,
Yes.
what must we do? If our youth are going to be more responsive, what must we do? Possibly not government now. It
Yes.
may even be an individual. But
Yes.
I would like you to be specific about what is expected of us to do.
Okay, thank you, sir. In this country, as we have even in the state here, well, I want to agree with you that the government cannot do everything. We need the role of we individuals, society, non-governmental organization, to spring up actions for food production. If you look at the in the last few months now, the price of food are very expensive. But if you look at what happened this year now, no one teaches us to go into farming. Everybody goes into maize farming, even the backyard that is what was waiting for the plant farming. But to be sincere, what I think we can do is that we need the right people. We need the right people to man the right position whereby all these initiatives can be practiced and can be effective. The problem is that if you look at governance today, the right people are not there. The right people are not there. People that are there, you see them, they are there for their own self-interest. We have people that the interest of this state, the interest of this nation is what is at their heart. Not that because you supported me when I was campaigning, not that because you gave me money when I was campaigning, not that because you studied this and that, and I'm now bringing you into a field whereby you will not be relevant. Agriculture, even as Ekiti State, we here in this state, we should be able to produce food that will be able to what cater for the needs of people. We have about many universities in Ekiti State here. Ekiti State University is there. We have the Federal University, we have the Polytechnic, and everything. Our farms, teaching and research farm, what are they there for?
The research farm
Yes,
these
yes,
schools.
of the schools, the teaching and research farm, what are they there for? To teach and to produce, to make research. So, if we have a research farm at the State University, at the Federal University, at the State Polytechnic, and that, how are we saying that these farms are not really doing well? What are the challenges? If a farm in a government settings, in a public institution, cannot fend for the needs of the nation, what can we individuals do? What can you and I do? You are just producing for yourself at the subsistence level, the chemicals, everything that you need, the input seedling. Will you be able to cater it when you produce and it's much? Where will you sell? The pricing, this and this. I think our government, well, you said I should not talk about government. I should talk about what we can do.
We both. We actually look at
we need effective collaboration with sincere people that are what, that technocrats, people that has the interest of this state, of this nation at mind, that they really want it to grow, not the input of politicians. Now politicians, they are there, they will not be the one to be on the farm, they will not be the one to do the research, they will not be the one to cultivate, but the resources that we need, how can we properly harness them? You see people that they will give resources and they will hijack, they will take their local government because I'm from there and that, they will take it out. Even those that really need it, they will not be given the likes of fertilizer and things like that, improved seedling, chemicals and things like that. If it gets to the hands of someone, how are we sure that those inputs will get to those that need it? So I'm talking about the right people. When we have the right people, the people that has the interest, and how can we know the right people? How can we know those that has the interest of this nation at hand? Our leaders knows them. But if you look at them, the way they appoint, the way they do this, you know, today now, if you don't know anybody in government, hardly will you get an appointment. Am I speaking, sir?
Sure.
Okay, even our governor here, okay, you work with me before, okay, come and work with me, come on. So and things like that is what I mean. We are appointing based on support, based on influence, based on the fact that all these things, and we have turned it to a what? To a family circle. Maybe or to a local government circle. So we need the right people. It may not even be from a state. It may be a collaboration with people that have been successful in farming business, farmers. Even we have farmers too in Ekiti State here that are doing well personally, and with little input from maybe the federal government or state government through grants, through loan, and other things. So I think that is what I can really say for now.
We hope for the best in Nigeria, and we especially our youth, we hope that things will get better, because either we like it or not, there's always going to be stages. Either, no matter the number of years the old men will use, they must definitely go.
Just before we go,
Okay.
I wanted to ask a question that why is it that Nigerians don't like buying things that are made in Nigeria? Why is it that we have notion of pursuing something that is foreign?
Foreign. Thank you. Well, from my own view, I would say probably inferiority complex. We feel that nothing good can come out of this country. That is from my own view. When you look at Nigeria, you feel that, oh, are we failed in everywhere? What are we doing? What are we producing? Is it our fault? You saw the likes of people, our leaders, they cannot receive medication in Nigeria. Yeah? They travel to France, they go to UK, to this and that, because even if they have a slight headache, they don't have interest in what they have financed, in what they have budgeted for. Then you're asking me now that why are we having flair? For what? For things of the foreign. And when we feel that we are in a nation that we feel that everything has failed, that what we are doing, you don't even have confidence in what you are doing. Why do we have our people traveling out to the other countries? Because they feel that that place is organized and things like that. Well, personally, I still have interest in this country, and I'm very sure that this country we still do well by the grace of God. And the reason why, for a question why people are having flair for foreign goods is that well, they want a good from a place that is organized, that is well governed, where there is no probably where they feel that there is no corruption, there is no forgery, where they can have confidence in. Even look at the likes of what we are doing here now. Even some people don't have confidence in our sachet war in Nigeria, because by the time you look at it, what is the role of the NAFDAC? What is the role of these people? Are they doing their work? Embezzlement everywhere, corruption, bribery to produce. Are they really producing what we needed? And things like that. So people are just looking at it that can any good things still come out of this country? And even those things that are coming out of this country, they don't have confidence in it.
We hope for the best.
Yes.
We won't continue to talk about, we can't finish talking about.
Yes.
We really hope for the best. We are, like you said, by the grace of God, but don't forget also that for how many years we'll be saying
Grace of God.
Things will get better. But we are still hoping that. I think we just need to be a little bit intentional. Our leaders need to be intentional.
Yes.
Individual, we need to be intentional. And thank you so much. We've been talking to Dr. Ayotunde Kolawole from the Ekiti State University. We've actually been looking at the state of the nation, the things generally, especially how the youth should come together to contribute their quota to the development of this country. Thank you so much for being part. We'll go on a short break and we'll come back from after now. Please don't go.
Newspaper highlights, business news, sports. Watch EKTV Daybreak Nigeria from 8 to 10 in the morning, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. EKTV Daybreak Nigeria, your agenda setting program. Daybreak Nigeria from EKTV in the heartbeat of the Southwest. We break your day on EKTV Daybreak Nigeria with inclusive information